eternity now. And now let's talk with the management of Gulf Oil and know their plans going ahead. And let me welcome Mr. Manish Gangwal, who is the CFO of Gulf Oil Lubricants India, joining us on the show. Hi, very good morning and thank you so much for your time. And firstly, let's talk about your view on the lubricant industry overall. How do you see the industry positioned at this point in time? Do you think the industry is at the inflection point, or will the industry continue to report steady growth going ahead? What are some of the factors that are at play currently?
So, lubricant industry has been growing 3 to 4% in terms of volume over the last 10-15 years because of the advanced lubricants coming in, synthetic lubricants, high drain interval products are coming in the market. So while the automotive growth is nearly 8% CAGR, lubricant grows at 3 to 4% CAGR. And this what we see that next 10 years, 15 years also, the lubricant will continue to grow in terms of volume 3 to 4%. But the value growth can be double of that because of the synthetic products and the high-end products. So the value growth can be 6 to 8% going forward for the next 10-15 years. And this is in spite of decarbonization, where EVs are coming in partly in certain segments. We believe that the lubricant will continue to grow at 3 to 4% as an industry, and value growth can be 6 to 8%. And while at Gulf, we obviously grow 2 to 3x of the market.
Okay, so that sounds good. Mr. Gangwal, for Gulf Oil in particular, you had in the second quarter achieved core lubricants volume growth at 2 to 3 times the industry rate. With such a big divergence between the company and the industry, is this growth rate sustainable? And what is helping you achieve this faster than industry growth rate?
So obviously we are, one of the most prominent brands in the lubricant industry, and we have a pan-India distribution network which we keep focusing to grow at 10 to 15%. For the B2C segment, we have 45 plus OEMs today we are working with, and they give us a steady growing volumes. And our industrial and B2B segments are also growing double digit. So overall, all our segments are firing well, and that's why we continue to grow 2 to 3x the market, and nearly double digit volume growth we have already declared for H1, and we believe that H2 also should be similar.
But despite the input cost pressures, your margins have been steady in like 11 to 14% range for the last several quarters now. Will margins break past the 14% mark soon? What are your thoughts on that, and what will be the levers for it?
You see, we have been guiding at 12 to 14% margin band and keep growing volumes at 2x the market and getting the market share. That's our ambition, and we balance our margin with volume growth. Having said that, our SOC 2.0 strategy clearly defines premiumization as a key focus area going forward, where our percentage of premium product sale to the overall sales will keep growing higher. And that's where we see that on a medium term basis, we should be on the higher trajectory of this 12 to 14% band, and at some point try to cross that over. But as of now, our input, in spite of input cost pressures and rupee depreciation in the last quarter, we have been able to deliver a number which is between that range of 12 to 14%. But as a medium to long term trajectory, we definitely want to go higher.
Okay, and Mr. Gangwal, given the fall in crude prices in the global market of late, are you looking to lower prices and pass on the benefit of lower prices, and how much of that will be passed on?
You see, in the B2C market, typically it takes, we have to pass on if required on certain scheme adjustments, etc. But because of the rupee depreciation in the last quarter, what we have done is we have taken prices up slightly in certain selective segments. So based on our strength of products and our market share, we have been able to actually take prices up, and we don't see at this stage prices going down anywhere because the rupee depreciation has already impacted the landed cost. And at the OEM and other segments, we have a price variation clauses quarterly. So when base oil goes up or down, we have to either take the prices up or we take the prices lower based on the formula. So a good part of our business is protected by way of price variation clauses, and in the open retail market, we have actually taken prices up.
All right, Mr. Gangwal, so good having you on the channel today. With this, we let you go. Thank you so much for your time. All right, but with this, viewers, we are completely timed out in this edition of Mid goodbye from me and Snehi and the entire team, but don't go anywhere as we goodbye from me and Snehi and the entire team, but don't go anywhere as we come right back. We will be taking the action ahead with Buy Now, Sell Now.